Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the post-match press conference. Anyway, I'm your host Jack McKindo as well, the PCP podcast. Reds, how are we? Hope you're well, and we have a very fine old Friday, whatever you're up to. Look after yourselves, and obviously Liverpool playing against Newcastle United tomorrow. Today's going to be a quick episode, Reds. Obviously just going through some of the interesting quotes from Arne press conference, really, most importantly. A little bit on European adventure as well. The aspirations from Arne was asked from the press conference today. And yeah, as I say, and chat, as I say to all you, try and not analyse every single word that Arne does say in the press conferences. And especially consuming a lot of social media that I do. Obviously, some quotes are getting pulled out with not the whole context to say it, and like there's another 2-3 sentences after certain quotes as well. Just try and not obviously dive into it. But that's obviously, if you don't have social media, then you've got nothing to worry about. But if you do, obviously there's, as I say, always do look and listen or watch the full post-match or pre-match press conferences as well, because something that Arne has said, but when some sentences get extracted out of certain sentences as well, it makes, well, that's social media in the crazy world that we do live in, sadly. But yeah, Reds, obviously we've seen reports of Arne. Just it looks like everyone's getting behind him, and hopefully we have a strong finish to this season as well. Just get behind the lads, get behind Arne as well, and hopefully very quickly, and starting with tomorrow night as well, we can get a massive 3 points and very much have a good adventure in the European competition as well. But if you are new to Anfield Index, make sure you tune in, hit that like and share and subscribe button. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube or X, head over to YouTube channel as well, Reds. We are fastly approaching 20,000 subscribers as well. So massive thank you to everyone for the great support on all the shows as well. But yeah, we'll get straight into what Arne has had. As I said, I won't be reading out all the full extract quotes as well. You can find all those details in, obviously, on Liverpool's official website as well, and you can watch the press conference. It's free, of course, on YouTube as well. But yeah, just note to me and note to all of us as well that just don't take the press conferences too serious as well. But Reds, yeah, so we'll dive into some of the quotes as well in terms of interestingly, obviously it was a great question asked by Mo Stewart, a fantastic question really to Arne, backed up with a lot of good facts as well as always. But shout out to Mo, he's doing a fantastic job. Mo Stewart, that is obviously a journalist. Obviously that's the final question that was posed to him. It was mainly on the consistent selection of lineup as well. So that's the final question. Now we'll have a little look at it, Arne, his response in the press conference today as well. So yeah, just we'll quickly, briefly, and if you've got any comments or thoughts on what Arne said today, or get your comments in, and we'll try and read out some of them as much as we possibly can. But if you do support the super chats as well, it goes a long way in terms of supporting the channel and absolutely everything we do over there as well. So massive thank you, Reds. But straight into it, Reds. So he was asked, obviously, from the journalists, Arne, on what chances he sees Liverpool bringing in a transfer target in the remainder of the window. I think it was Vinny O'Connor from Sky Sports that did ask him anyway. And yeah. And the great thing about Arne Slot as well, though, chat is like Dutch humour, but he seems like an absolute sound fella. He's got obviously a massive difficult job in terms of being the head coach at Liverpool, but I think, yeah, he's the way he handles like press conferences and everything. He can still, he's a young manager as well, so yeah, head coach, sorry. So he's learning every single week, every single month as well. Has gone by, but yeah, he's got great humour, Arne, in the way in which he answers a lot of questions, and that's the best way to be in life as well. Just give a bit of humour into it as well. But Vinny O'Connor asked him any chance of seeing any transfers into the football club. Arne quickly did go on to add, I think you know the answer. The answer is that if we think we've addressed a player and that can help us, then we think it's possible, then we would do so. But those are conversations that take place not far too away from here, by the way, but not in this room as well. So just a little quick response anyway. So as we said, Reds, we're disappointed. I'm pretty sure Arne is as well. But at the end of the day, I think a bit similar when we didn't sign Ibu Kanate at that time, the football club. I think RB Leipzig were giving silly money anyway. So if Liverpool done a move in the market, it will be, of course, next season anyway. But there might be a couple of targets that Liverpool are wanting to get, but they've been quoted silly money in the January window. But we're not privy to those talks, are we? So it might be the case. So yeah, from Arne's own words, nothing. But if nothing going on at the minute, obviously the transfer window does shut in about a day or so anyway. So yeah, just got to battle through the next couple of months as well. It's going to be difficult, but it's not just Liverpool that are competing for a European spot as well. So I was asked from another journalist as well how crucial Saturday's night's game with Newcastle will be in terms of the Premier League table. Arne was asked. He goes on to add, Arne, I think it's throughout the whole season. Every single game is crucial, but the way we've positioned ourselves now probably makes every game even more crucial, because that's definitely what we want to achieve. So when it is in a crucial game as the next one, as a crucial one, then as the next one. So we've experienced how tough it is to play against Newcastle in 1.5 years I've been here now. So yeah, obviously we all remember that massive win at the beginning of the year, Rio and Gamua getting the winner. Obviously, certainly got to be up there. If you watched it as a neutral, fantastic, one of the games of the season. But as a Liverpool fan or a Geordie, you weren't best too pleased in terms of the fantastic defending that was on show anyway. But it was a great game as a neutral. But yeah, made up, we got that, and it was St James's, as we know, is always going to be a difficult game. It has been, as Arne has alluded to, in the 1.5 years he's been here. So yeah, it's and tomorrow night to be even more difficult. They've got aspirations of chasing European football like Liverpool, but we just got to put in a performance that I'm fully confident that we will. But he quickly added on to that, concluded, it's always been a very tough contest, a very tough game for us, but for them as well. So a great game to look forward to, as because both have had good results during the week, and a home game at Anfield is always something to look forward to. 100% there, Arne. 100%. As I think as soon as we can turn Anfield into a proper fortress, hopefully that we finish the season strong. If we do, then it can certainly be a building block to go into next season, to start next season with on a good positive bit of momentum as well. He was asked from another journalist as well on whether the result against Karabakh gives everyone a lift. Arne goes on to add, I prefer the win. I prefer to win it than losing the game. So it's always helping. Every game you win helps. The first place, because we've qualified for the last 16, and the second of all, because it was a good win and a good performance and players scoring goals. That's always helpful, but we are fully aware of the fact that one win isn't enough at this club. So the next one is going to be fast. So the next one is coming fast with Newcastle, and I'm 100% sure that the game is a bigger challenge than the one we've just faced on Wednesday. But as always, it's always helpful to win, especially if we lose. If we lost in the last minute at Bournemouth anyway, always nice to, so yeah, get back on track. So that's, presents, as Arne said, it's just the reaction, most importantly for Liverpool, just keep on bouncing into performances. And I think as soon as we hopefully this year go into a good bit of run of momentum, bit like PSG last season in Champions League. If Liverpool can do something very similar, then I think we'll finish the season very strong, hopefully. But time will tell. Obviously read that one as well. He was asked, obviously, from the journalist this afternoon as well, on Mohamed Salah being in a good position to rediscover some of his best form from last season. Arne went on to add, I think it's always about the team, and the teams have to make sure he gets into good positions. I think that is what we are doing more and more, not only with him, but with many players as well. I think I've said recently quite a lot. Our game is between the boxes in good. A game between boxes is good enough for our attackers. to be often enough in promising positions. We know that if this happens enough times, then our players will do what we expect from them, because they have so much quality as well. You were talking about Mo, but a great example might also be Florian Wirtz, who was 3 minutes before the end of Bournemouth in the exact same position as he was when he scored 2-0 against Karabakh. In Bournemouth, he decided to play a through pass, and now he's went from his own chances and scored. So this is how football works. Sometimes the ball hits the post, the ball hits the bar. Sometimes you make the wrong decision. Sometimes the execution is not perfect as well. So yeah, obviously decision making, obviously Arne alluding to in respect to Salah and obviously other players, Florian Wirtz as well, as Arne said, in 2 boxes. We spoke about this week in the build-up and post-match as well, and in the comments there. We all know, and I think the chance that does stand out for me, it was that chance in the second half against Chelsea, when Salah missed an absolute sitter. Last season's Mohamed Salah puts that into the back of the net, and then Liverpool, I think, would have gone 2-1 up in that game, or would have took the lead in that game anyway, just after half-time. But I think that's been a case of this season where we've, as Arne has alluded to, certain decision-making. Obviously, Florian Wirtz, very different. Decided to play a through ball, but it's one of them chats. But it all stems always back for me. I'm pretty sure probably a lot of users, just confidence. We seen what the lads done last year when you were full of confidence. But if you can regalvanise that confidence and get it back in, and especially if Mohamed Salah starts scoring more goals, then it puts a lot of the opposition teams further on the back foot. So good luck trying to mark Mo, and then Flo getting in full flow quite literally in over the last couple of weeks. Tremendous vein of form. So long may it continue. So he's always it goes on to quickly conclude there, but he's always really pleased and happy for Mo that he scored that goal, because I think no matter how much he scores for this club, it is always good to be on the score sheet, as it was for Federico Chiesa, as well as Florian as well. It always gives a bit of confidence. Oh, yeah, sorry there, Arne. He goes on to add it's a bit of confidence to the team, but also individuals. Yeah, so there we go, 100%. As well, and chat, I don't know, to quickly touch on that as well, like as I said at the top of the show, the social media where we live in as well. Every clip, every bit of anything is over analysed now. Like everyone was having a go at Arne for his, just the way he didn't react, but people were making out that he was fuming with Federico Chiesa scoring. That is 100% not the case. It would have been made up, but the way he was just looking in a direction at Anfield, everyone was going, yeah, he's fuming. No, he wasn't. He was made up. I'm pretty sure he would have been absolutely made up, but as everything is overanalyzed these days anyway. But in terms of just quickly touching on, yes, so the final 2 quotes as well. On the battle for the Champions League qualification, Arne was asked, now we've already thought that every single period was pivotal, so that hasn't changed. But it's obvious that the closer you come to the end, the less opportunities you have to make a mistake. We are now in a position that we cannot afford a lot of mistakes anymore, because we have made far too many. And with mistakes, it means giving away goals in the last minutes. That doesn't do any justice on the performance in terms of the score. So it's clear and obvious that the closer you come to the end, that the same in the Champions League, when you go out to the knockout stages, then there's not a lot of room for mistakes anymore as well. 100% spot on, Arne. What he said there, more or less a recurring theme that we've seen over the last couple of weeks and months as well. Obviously, some silly individual errors as well, but at the end of the day, the players are human. And you look and analyse last season, why we did win the league was a very small portion of errors, really. You look at Manchester City last year, obviously Arsenal in the build-up, and I do feel Arsenal will succumb to a bit of difficult performances. I do think the pressure will get to them, and I've said at the beginning of the year, I do think Manchester City will win the league title, mainly due to their experience on the dugouts, the players as well. Let's hope next season we can be back up competing with City and Arsenal as well. But yeah, the final one of the for me the best question from the press conference, probably for a lot of yous as well. That's very informative for most viewers. He was asked on the consistency in selecting the lineup. Arne Slot did respond. I think I showed last season that one of the best things I liked is consistency and playing as much as I can with the same players. That is what I've done at all my clubs every single time, which I've shown to England last season. Unfortunately, for all the obvious reasons, which I'm not going to go into again, because people get so bored if I do that every time. I haven't been able to play many times with the same lineup. Even with games, I sometimes think I need to make so many substitutions. So that's far from ideal, and I can tell you that. But we accept the situation as it is, and we make the best of it, out of it as well. That's why I have so much respect for the players. That no matter how many setbacks we have, no matter how many times we concede a goal in the last minute, if the next game arrives from the start, then immediately they give everything they have as well. And the final line from Arne, that has not always been enough to win as many games as we've used to at Liverpool. That's so clear, but that is 99% out of 100 times. No, that is not due to effort from my players as well. So Arne defending his players as well. Obviously, that has been one of the analyses posed by a lot of Liverpool fans out there as well. But yeah, fantastic question, and obviously just about consistency as well, and it's so important. But again, like we've all seen, I always go back, and as Arne has alluded to in the press conference today, he's backing his players, and rightly so, and just about the certain decision making that he knows, and obviously the margin for error as well in the Champions League is very important for Liverpool. But let us know your thoughts on some of those comments really from Arne Slot. I think he's spot on really, and as I say to everyone, just try not overanalyze every single press conference. And if you do see some of the quotes as well, do a bit of journalism yourself and actually look at a quote and go, oh, just have a little bit of research, watch the video on YouTube, and then go, that's not quite exactly how he phrased it, really. But just be a bit more streetwise, really, if you do see something on social media or whatnot. And I even say that to myself as well when I do see a quote or whatnot. It's like, it sounds bad when you literally extract one line out of a 4-sentence, 5-word sentence as well. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow, and yeah, Arne, and I think that's perfect summary, really, in respect. I think the key points, he was asked about Stefan Bajcetic as well. He mentioned, obviously, he's on like the walker, he called it. I'm guessing it's obviously his recovery as well in respect to the his recovery. Arne just alluded to everything. He mentioned Stefan keeps on coming back and then keeps on a couple of steps forward and then a couple of steps back, really, in respect to his fitness as well. So I think it's crucial that as a club and all of us that we don't rush Stefan Bajcetic back. He's got a bright future at Liverpool, certainly, if he can get back to his form that he did show. Obviously, when he broke into that Liverpool side and scored, was it the goal against Aston Villa as well? So he's very highly regarded at Liverpool, but yeah, he's going to be a top player. And the main thing is when he comes back, he's fully ready, really. He was asked about Alexander Isak as well with respect to his fitness levels by some of the journalists today. He said he's not even on the pitch at the minute, which is understandable given the extent of that injury as well. So he's going to be a fair while off, Alexander Isak as well. So disappointing, but yeah, when you spend that amount of money, you're certainly taking your time. And as we've seen, obviously with Jeremy Frimpong, you mentioned obviously him, it's going to be a couple of weeks as well. So yeah, not expecting him back very quickly. So it's going to be interesting, Reds. It's going to be a crucial period, not just Newcastle, but obviously I think if you haven't checked out obviously the latest Media Matters with Dave Davis and David Lynch that the lads done yesterday, go and check that out. You can listen to it on audio form podcasts, and you can watch it on the YouTube side as well if you haven't already watched that. But Chas, I will see you very much What day are we on? Yes, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be live. I'll be live at 7 p.m. anyway. But in respect to some of the shows that we've got already out, obviously we've got Slots Presser, Money Talks as well with Mo Chatra, a fantastic episode. So if you want to check that out, obviously if you are an Anfield Index Pro member, you'll be able to listen to that in its full entirety as well. So go and check that out. Mo analysing all the latest financial aspects of obviously Liverpool's Champions League revenue and absolutely everything in regards to Liverpool. Fantastic podcaster. Check that out. Obviously that's out today. Scouted, of course. Rival Recon is meant to be coming out today, and I'm obviously doing PCP. Post-conference presser as well. So yeah, there's plenty on the horizon. Obviously, I've Daily Reds tomorrow morning with Dave Davis. Obviously, that'll be live tomorrow morning. I'll see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow night as well, and I'm looking forward to it. You'll have your post-match Raw episodes out as well, following the full-time whistle at Anfield, and obviously you'll have the Gags Tandem show following the full-time whistle as well after the watch-along. So, Reds, if you haven't already subscribed and you're wondering some of those episodes, obviously the YouTube side, you get a little bit of a preview, or sometimes you do get some of the full podcast as well. But head over to AnfieldIndex.com as well to find out even more about all the latest Liverpool FC content across the board as well. Pre-match content, post-match content, and even some amazing articles as well. Head over to It Was Always Liverpool on the Substack as well. Some of the best up-and-coming journalists or the current great journalists surrounding Liverpool as well, getting their unique analysis on all stories Liverpool pre and post show as well. But Reds, thank you. I've been your host, Jack McKindo, obviously on the latest post-match conference presser as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Reds, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Everyone, have a lovely rest of your Friday morning or evening or Saturday morning if you are watching this on a bit later on as well. Everyone, have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. To that, Reds.